Ladies and gentlemen, UNC is back in the building. Sit tight, buckle up, and let your boy Shannon take y'all through a ride in the world of Philadelphia Eagles football, like only I can. We're diving deep into the end-of-May Eagles landscape with observations that stretch from 1951 to today. We're talking Tanner McKee's value, Bryce Huff's mysterious disappearance, the real plan for Cooper DeJean, and even a little trip down memory lane with a trade that happened nearly 3/4 of a century ago. Welcome to Roob's 10 Random Eagles Observations, ENC edition. Now let me tell you something. When you 6'6", built like a damn oak tree, and slinging that rock with zip and accuracy like Tanner McKee did at OTA, you best believe folks start whispering. And them whispers turn into calls. Calls to one Howie Roseman. But here's the catch. What would it take for Howie to move him? See, you don't just trade a quarterback, unless you know what you got behind him. Tanner McKee might be QB2 right now, but that boy looking like he could start for a dozen teams in this league. If somebody comes calling with a first rounder, baby, that's a done deal. But a third? Nah, miss me with that. A second. Now we talking real business, but Howie's smart. He knows McKee is like having an insurance policy for Jalen Hurts. And when you're trying to win a Super Bowl, insurance ain't luxury, it's necessity. We seen what this boy can do. Preseason last year, OTA this year. He reads coverages like he got the playbook from the defense. And that arm, woo, it got gas in it. Deep shots to Danny Gray and Darius Cooper in one practice. Come on now, that ain't no fluke. That's skill. If the Eagles trade McKee, they better know they ain't replacing him with no journeyman. Joe Flacco ain't walking through that door saving seasons. Let me keep it a buck with you. When you pay a man $17.25 million and he give you 2.5 sacks, that ain't a payday. That's a stick-up. Bryce Huff had Eagles fans hyped. Explosive edge rusher, came over with some pedigree. But 12 games and just a few highlight plays later, here footnote, only one man in Eagles history got paid more for less, Sam Bradford in 2015. You remember that? Boy looked like a deer in headlights. Now that Huff experiment done, the Eagles looking to reload. They got some young dogs who ready to hunt. Let me introduce you to the Eagles' Swiss Army knife, Cooper DeJean. This boy can play anywhere in the secondary. One play he outside, next play he inside, and he do it all with poise. Vic Fangio, that evil genius, knows exactly what he got. Putting DeJean at outside corner in base, then sliding him into nickel in sub packages. That's high IQ coaching. And I don't want to see DeJean off the field. Ever. Man played 84% of the snaps last season. Only missed time in blowouts. If you got a weapon like that, you use him. Every damn snap. Keely Ringo and Adoree Jackson will battle for CB2, but make no mistake, DeJean is the constant. You want to win in January, you keep your best dudes on the field, period. Now, here go a name that might have slipped through the cracks. Terrace Marshall, former second-round pick, built like a prototype wide receiver, 6'2", 200 pounds, still only 24. Now I ain't saying he about to turn into A.J. Brown, but give the man a chance. You saw the OTA tape, caught a few balls, looked smooth. Eagles got their starters in Brown, Smith, and Dotson. But that raw 4 spot, that's open season, baby. Marshall got something to prove. And when a man playing for his football life, watch out. We done seen late bloomers break out before. Could he be that guy? Time gon' tell. With Huff gone, you need someone behind Nolan Smith and rookie Jalix Hunt. And let me tell you all, Azeez Ojulari is that dude. When healthy, and that's the big asterisk, he's a problem. In 46 games, but he's never been asked to be edge of 3 before. Only 20-25 snaps a game. That could be the perfect workload to keep him healthy and explosive. Plus, he on a 1-year, $3 million deal. Low risk, high reward. That's Howie working the margin. Now, if Ojulari can't stay upright, you got options. Antoine Powell Ryland been eating quarterbacks like snacks. 25 sacks in 2 years at the college level. That boy come in hot. Jihad Campbell, versatile, might start off at inside linebacker, but don't be shocked if he moonwalks his way into an edge role. He's athletic, but again, the job to lose is Ojulari's. If he click with this new role, Eagles gonna have a scary pass rush trio. 73 years ago, the Eagles made a trade that don't get talked about enough. They sent Bucko Kilroy to the Rams and got back Claude Clipper Muir, a lineman who ended up making the Pro Bowl twice. That's the kind of history that show you how he ain't the first wheeler dealer in town. Philadelphia football been built on savvy front office moves for generations. And that trade, that was one of the oaks. You all know I love me some off-kilter stats. Here's one. Since 2000, the Eagles have drafted more Pro Bowlers in the second round than any other round. Dawkins, Desir, and Shady, Hurts, all second rounders. So when you think about McKee and what he might fetch in a trade, you understand why Howie ain't gonna sell cheap. Second round picks. The way the defense is lining up, the coverage shells, the disguises, Fangio is cooking. And his type of scheme, it only works if you got smart, fast, and flexible players. That's why Dejan, Ojulari, and Ringo are so key. The goal is to confuse quarterbacks and force turnovers. You need hybrid players to do that. And NC got a feeling. This defense gonna take a big leap. One of the biggest takeaways from the Eagles offseason so far is just how much value they place on having a reliable backup quarterback like Tanner McKee. In today's NFL, where injuries are common and every game counts, having a backup who can step in without missing a beat is crucial for a Super Bowl contender. While many teams might trade a promising young QB for draft capital, the Eagles seem determined to keep McKee as insurance behind Jalen Hurts, at least unless the price is sky high. This mindset shows a commitment to stability and readiness, rather than short-term gains. Vic Fangio's defensive schemes thrive on versatility and adaptability. The way Cooper DeJean is being deployed both outside and in the slot reflects a modern NFL trend. Defensive backs must be able to do it all. DeJean's ability to switch roles seamlessly allows the Eagles to disguise coverages and keep offenses guessing. This flexibility is a huge advantage, especially when the team is navigating an off-season with multiple departures in the secondary. It's a promising sign that the Eagles' defensive coaching staff trusts Dejan to take on significant responsibility early in his career. The Bryce Huff situation is a stark reminder that not every off-season investment pays off. The Eagles took a chance on Huff, but his production didn't match the sizable contract they handed out. However, the team's willingness to cut bait quickly, rather than dragging the issue out, shows a pragmatic front office that prioritizes roster health over sunk costs. This kind of decisiveness prevents locker room distractions and frees up resources to pursue more effective players, which is essential in a league where cap space and roster spots are precious commodities. All these pieces, keeping a quality backup QB, maximizing defensive versatility, and trimming underperforming contracts, fit into a broader Eagles strategy focused on sustained competitiveness. The Eagles aren't just trying to make a splash this year. They're building a foundation for continued success. If Tanner McKee grows into a capable starter, and if young defenders like Cooper DeJean continue to develop, the Eagles will have the depth and flexibility to weather injuries and tough matchups. That's what separates championship teams from the rest of the pack. We talk all day about what ifs. What if McKee gets traded? What if Ojulari gets hurt? What if rookies bust? But one thing clear, this team is built to win right now. Hurts got the weapons. The defense got the personnel. The coaching staff got the experience. And Howie, he got the vision. If you see the Birds hoisting that Lombardi in February, don't be surprised. They built for it. Roob gave you the notes. Unsee gave you the sauce. From McKee's value to Fangio schemes, from autogems to busts turned hopefuls. It's all in there. Now go crack a cold one. Eagles Nation and keep flying high. This season gonna be one to remember.